Have you ever had somebody that you wanted to contact, you wanted to get on their radar, but there was no easy way to do it without coming off really salesy? I'm going to show you exactly how I do it and how it all revolves around a box of a dozen donuts. Before that, though, I'm going to take you with me tonight because we're doing something very, very special. I travel a lot, as you've probably noticed if you follow this vlog at all. But what do I do when I'm actually at home? I do a lot of live music. I'm really big into places that have bands, let bands come and perform and supporting, live bands as they're doing it, in a club type setting. So tonight we're doing something very, very special. I'm actually going out to one of my favorite local music venues here in the town that I live in. And what is going to be happening is they're doing a benefit show for someone that's had sort of a rough time at it. So they're raising money for medical expenses. What I'm actually going to be doing tonight is I'm going to be taking the camera with me, and I'm going to be taking pictures of all the bands that have donated their time to actually be there and perform. When we get back, I'm going to tell you about how I've used donuts to get my foot in the door to just about anybody that I ever wanted to talk to, or a similar version of donuts. So let's go take some pictures of some awesome bands. Let's have some fun out on a weird, Thursday night, a cold Thursday night. Let's go do it.
Always on tonight. Throw that thing from left, right, side to side. Yeah. All my friends are here. Play my favorite song right on top. Yeah. And we never stop. Music bumping, we just keep on rolling. Yeah. No, we never stop. Shake, shake, shake your honey till the morning. Let me hear you say I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on, now slide, slide, slide to the bar. Shine, shine, shine like a star. Let me hear you say I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on, now slide, slide, slide to the bar. Shine, shine, shine like a star.
All right, so that was a really, really fun night. They raised a lot of money tonight for a really, really good cause. And before I get into, the donut thing, I want to tell you what I love about that particular place that we were at tonight that you saw those pictures from. This is a place that for a long time, I think sort of struggled to get its footing into how it fit into a scene. Any business out there that is out trying to make their way in the world, it's always a struggle at first. The reason this particular bar that we were just at really took off was simply because they niched down, meaning there was all these bars all over that were trying to just survive because they were a bar. And this particular bar really started to take off because it started catering to a music-based crowd. So they didn't go after necessarily the people with the most money in town. They didn't go after, necessarily the dinner crowd. This particular bar went after the people that were after really crazy live music and artists. So this was a hardcore, we're going to go after the folks that are into some more of an alternative type of entertainment. So rock bands, people that are into maybe a drag show, people that are into, all kinds of fun stuff that maybe it is not for the normal folks. So it's very polarizing, this place that we just went to. You either really, really love it and it's your home, and I love it because there's all kinds of crazy art and things that are going on, or you just are kind of freaked out by it. So they've done really well because they niche down and they cater to a certain crowd and they absolutely repel another crowd. But if you're part of the crowd that they attract, you tell everybody that's sort of a part of that crowd. So it's done really well and it continues to go up. Plus they do all kinds of cool benefits like the one we were just at. So that's awesome. So let's talk about donuts. As I've been in business, I've been a sales guy. And the difference between me and I think most of the people that do sales is a lot of people that do sales very much are trying to shove their products down your throat and sell you something, put it in your face, and it's more of a shotgun technique. Put my message in front of as many people as possible, as quickly as possible, and then, go from there. Well, I've never been big on that. I have been big on, if I really really want a client, I niche down, just like the bar that we just were at. I niche down to very specific sets of clients. So one of the sets of clients that I go after is chiropractors, because I used to be a chiropractor. And so I go after chiropractors, and I have a whole set of things that we offer chiropractors that are digital based that can help them. But the thing is you have to get on the radar of someone that you're wanting to actually sell stuff to. And how do you do that? Well, one of the key ways that we started, and even if you don't, do what I do, a variation of what I'm about to show you will absolutely work for you. When I first started and I was a chiropractor, I had at least 3 salespeople come into my office every single week. And most of them were just trying to, get their product in front of me and get a meeting with me. And I'm going to tell you, 90% of them did not, because our gatekeeper kept them away. And that was great, because, there's no way I had time to see that many salespeople. But there was a few that got through. And so when I started getting into, more of a sales-based thing, and really thinking about everything I did, even being a chiropractor is sort of, a sales-based thing too. When I got into that, I started thinking, how did people get through my gatekeepers? Who were the ones that got through all the way? And it was funny. They did some very specific things that were, very common across the board. Now, one of them was this. They brought in donuts, and, we got the nice Krispy Kreme here, and I'm sure you're a fan of too, right? But one of the things that people did, and a few people did, that got through the door was they would bring gifts, and they would bring all these fun things that were either fun things to eat or fun things that, we could put up somewhere that were kind of cool. And so I developed this step-by-step process over time to get my foot in the door. So let's take a step back and let's talk about what happens when most people jump in the door for businesses. They come in, they say they want to meet with the business owner, and pretty quickly you figure out that they have something to sell. No matter what it is they're selling, they have something to sell. So how does all this actually, work? Well, most of those people get lost, and if they don't follow up over and over and over again with those businesses, they never get through the gatekeeper. So this is how we do it. What I will do is, it's a step-by-step process, and so just feel free to take notes here. What we do is, the first thing is I will sit down and I will make a list of 5 to 10 businesses that I want to go see. So I may sit down and say, I want to go see 5 to 10 chiropractors in this town that I happen to be in this week. And so I'll just take out an hour of my day coming up, and I will plan an hour out to go visit. So anytime I'm on a trip, I'll do this. Anytime that, I'm wanting something that's local and I want to get in front of somebody, I'll do this too. So what I'll do is I'll take an hour of my day, I'll plan out 5 to 10 businesses, I'll plan out my route on the map, and then I will go hit a Krispy Kreme, a Dunkin' Donuts, or whatever, and we will pick up a box of about a dozen donuts. So this is what we do. From there, we're going to walk through the front door of one of these places. We're going to take our donuts in, and I'm pretty much going to say something to this effect. It's going to be, hey, my name is Ben, and I run a company that does some digital marketing things, and I just wanted to say hello. We're new here in town. I wanted to say hello and drop some donuts off. So what's your name? And I'll meet the person, and we'll get that person's name, and then I'll leave. And typically I will also have a note on the donuts that says something very similar to what I just said. Hi, this is my name. I run a company, a new company here in town. Even if you're not from that town, by the way, it works. But I'm a new company here in town, and I just wanted to drop some donuts off. The key here is that you get the name of the person that's working the front desk, or the, sort of the person that's there as the, the mascot of the place, or the gatekeeper. So this next part is where it gets really interesting. About a day later, we'll get on the Facebook page of those businesses, and we'll send them a private message. And usually that's the person that you met is going to be running that too, but not always. And even if they don't, though, that's okay, because now you have a name of a person actually in the business, and that's a lot more than most people ever have when they're trying to sell or get in front of a business. So it works kind of like this. I'll send a message that says, hey, my name is Ben. I was the donut guy. Because think about it. What happens when you take donuts to a business? Well, they sort of work their way out throughout the business. So everybody, gets a donut. And the first thing that the people ask when they get a donut is, where did these come from? And so, well, this guy named Ben, or whoever brought them by. He runs a company here in town. And so we send this message. The message says, my name is Ben, I'm the donut guy, and I hope you guys really enjoy the donuts. It was great talking to Sarah or Bob or whoever the person is that you talked to, and they were really, really friendly, and I really, really appreciated that. By the way, I would love to meet with the owner sometime to talk about maybe a way that we could do some cool things with whatever your business happens to be, right? So that's it. You send out that message, and more often than not, you're going to get a response within 24 hours of love doing that from the business. And a lot of times, because you opened up the gates with something nice instead of just asking for their time, but you actually left something, you're going to get a meeting, especially if it's a short meeting that you ask for. And I usually ask for a 10 to 15 minute meeting with the owner or the marketing person or the office manager, whoever that happened to be. So we go in and we do that. And for those that we get meetings with, we go sit down, we talk about the service that we're offering. And it's a good opening thing because we did something different than everybody else. So that's the start. Now, for those that we don't hear from, because we won't hear from some of them sometimes, especially if they have a Facebook page that they don't watch as well. When we don't hear from them, I will get on the phone about 2 days after that initial Facebook message, and I'll get on the phone and pretty much say the same thing. Hey, this is Ben, and I talked to Sarah or Bob, whoever it may be, the other day. I'm the donut guy, and I messaged you all on Facebook, and I hadn't heard back yet. I was wondering if I could get 10 to 15 minutes with the person that runs your marketing or the office manager or the owner. And that's it. In about a 5-day window, I'm able to go in and do some things. Now, if for some reason I've gotten on a plane since then, when I'm making that call, we'll set something up over Skype or through some sort of video chat, something like that. But that's how we do it. And what you got to understand is a lot of folks are like, well, it's a little scary going in, cold to do this. But what's so nice is when you walk in with this, you're walking in and people absolutely love you, because you got to think all the people that are coming in that aren't, their customers right away are usually trying to sell them something. You came in with a gift. So it works really well. Let me tell you, this is a core piece of how I've built a backpack-based business where we're just selling digital things to these businesses to help them. Now, you may be thinking, Ben, that sounds good, but I run a much higher ticket thing, and my customers are much more spread out. I'm not able to do that. Well, so this is what I do there. We send something like this. So if I've got somebody that is potentially a $10,000 to $15,000 clients, or we have some services that we offer that are $50,000 to $100,000, and I'm trying to really get on someone's radar, we will go purchase something like this. Now, this is you can get something like this for a little over $1,000. You can spend as much as $3,000. But let me tell you something. This version of the donut thing that you just saw, when this arrives in someone's mailbox and it gets delivered, it makes an impression. And if you are someone that has a great service and you found your exact target, yes, you're spending over $1,000 for this version of the donut trick that I just showed you. But when this lands on someone's doorstep and they open it up and they see a note from you, you're getting a meeting. You're absolutely getting a meeting because of the law of reciprocity. So, like I said, whether you are, trying to get a local business to hear you out and you bring in donuts, or you're trying to get a multi-million-dollar per year company, the CEO of a big Fortune 500 company to listen to you and sit down and do a meeting with you, and you have to do something like this. Either way, opening the door with a gift is something that's very, very powerful. Now, if you've never done anything like this before, or maybe you're not going after anybody yet, but you need to. You need more leads. You need more folks through the door so that you can grow whatever your business happens to be. And mine's just all digital. We do digital services. We run Facebook pages. We do websites. We do all those kinds of things. But if you're looking for how you can get your foot in the door, that's absolutely how you do it. So thanks for coming with me tonight. Thanks for going out, taking pictures with me at the club, and thank you for watching. If you are enjoying this, I highly encourage you to click the subscribe button. I think that you will absolutely love all the fun stuff that we've got going on here. And if you would like notifications every time we have something come out, hit the little bell icon there too. If you happen to be following me on Facebook, then just like the page and you'll get an update every time we push something live. All right, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this backpack story. A little more of a tutorial about how we get on the radar, folks. And like I said, for less than $10 for a dozen donuts, you can do some very, very powerful things. All right, I'll see you next time.
Let me hear you say I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on, now slide, slide, slide to the bar. Shine, shine, shine.